I just sat here talking to my camera for like 45 minutes thinking I was live streaming, albeit unlisted, so I could just hit publish instead of editing and uploading. But I just sat here talking to my camera for 45 minutes thinking I was doing just that. I forgot to hit go live. I hit start streaming, but I forgot to hit go live. So let's try this shit again. Yeah. Okay. So hey everyone. Okay, so all this talk recently of the whole Nat and situation, drama, and all this nonsense or whatever, reminded me of something that happened back in June that I completely forgot about. Now in looking back in hindsight, I kind of suspect that that right as they were starting to lay the blame on like myself, on Steve, on Tina, on Dottie, that they also intended to lay the blame on Elle Bee. And I think I might have fucked that up. So, I don't know, maybe I'm giving myself too much credit. I think I might have fucked that up by not being gullible, but like I said, maybe I'm giving myself too much credit. I'm going to tell you, though, exactly what happened. So you tell me what you think. So this started with Nat wanting to talk to me. Now, come June, Nat and I still had never spoken. We maybe, I think we did exchange like a couple fits on one hand number of messages back and forth. Before then. But even that, I think, was like within just like a couple of weeks before this phone call. This was the one and only phone call we had too, mind you. But at this time, she asked someone else to reach out to me. I honestly don't remember who it was. It was someone in my DMs, I think. And they had said that she really wants to talk to you. Can you talk to her? And I was like, fine, whatever, okay. Because, you see, Nat had been in my DMs since, I want to say since March. Like, my first email that I got from all this nonsense was at the end of March, like the 27th or the 28th. And Nat had been in my DMs already since before then. So I want to say she's been in there since like maybe the beginning of March. She's been in there on various platforms. Maybe not all platforms since March, but at least since Twitter since March. On Twitter, though, she's reached out to me as her own account, as there's something systems account or whatever. And I think on several other accounts that turned out to be like, her sock accounts. Because I got messages from several, like 4 or 5 maybe, accounts telling me or asking me to look into Nat because they thought they were suspected this or that. And right from the get-go, I thought that Nat might have been behind him for some reason because it just, I don't know, that made sense. And I do honestly, truly believe that whoever sent me these 4 or 5, or these messages from these 4 or 5 different accounts were all the same person because they all sounded almost exactly alike. But I knew from the very beginning that Nat was a rabbit hole I did not want to go down because I wouldn't, there's no way out. I had seen screenshots of many of her social media accounts, like the cat lover ones or whatever. But the thing is, see, her accounts, you'd never be able to attach any of her accounts to her. There's nothing to even hint or insinuate anything identifying in them. They are accounts that she uses to literally hide in plain sight. So it's not even worth it. It's not, you can't do it. So I knew right from the get-go this was not going to be something I was going to do. I want nothing to do with it. I'm backing away. So that's why I never responded to any of her messages. But this time in June, though, someone else reached out to me. I was like, okay, fine. So, and here's how it started. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share some of our DMs, not all. I'm not, and same thing with the emails. Nothing personal regarding her will I share. Like she sent me a lot of personal shit, especially recently, and I haven't even looked at it. I have not opened up the files, nor will I. It's not relevant anyways. It doesn't matter. So, and it's her business. I'm not going to share it with anyone either. I'm not. Okay, just saying. But I'm going to share some of our correspondence because, well, for the main reason, the court case and shit's over. That's why I'm even talking about this publicly right now. The court case is long over. The investigation is even, sounds like it's wrapping up too. So, there's no, and I'm not sharing anything personal. I won't even discuss her personal mental health shit or whatever. Because it's wrong too, in my opinion. But I do feel like there comes a point where Okay. I feel like everyone has a right to an expectation of privacy regarding DMs and private correspondence. However, you can only fuck with people so much before they start to want to compare stories. You can only lie to people so much before they stop feeling like they should protect the things you tell them, because it's all bullshit anyways, probably. So that's why I'm sharing. Anyway, so we're going to start with... Yeah, okay, that's right. So I'm going to start with our Facebook Messenger. So, as you can see here, June 16th, this is when I think we were actually on the phone with one another on Instagram at this time. Actually, I should probably start with that one. I think I will. I'm going to start with that one. Okay, so it's this one, and video capture media source. What media source? There we go. Okay. So yeah, these are our DMs. Yeah, she'd reached out to me in May, and I didn't respond. You did great tonight. What the hell? Media source. Did I get the right one? No, I don't. Alright, keep it on play. Okay, now I got the right one, I think. So, no, I don't. God damn it. So these are our DMs. You did great tonight. What you're trying to do is important. Don't let the haters get you down. Then on June 5th, I think it says 5th, is when I responded. Thank you. Oh, thank you for this. I always forget to check my messages on this platform, so I just saw this. Then on June 16th, and this is when we had already agreed to talk, and she says, everything okay? Yeah, sorry, my live was flagged for copyright, and I had to sort that out. Just give me... Wait. Oh, just have to mute the birthday song. Give me a minute to wash my... I can't see shit. Give me a minute to wash my makeup off, and then if you want, we can talk. She said, okay. And then okay, ready when you are. I'm ready. I never called anyone on Instagram before, so you should call me. LOL. So then, as we were talking, she sent me screenshots, and these are the screenshots. And I mean, here, I'll pull them up if you guys want to pause. You're gonna have to pause the video if you want to read them, though. There's nothing in them really. I don't really want to read the content that's being discussed. But if you guys get it, pause. Or if you guys want to read it, I get it, pause. There you go. In this one, I think she sent me this one. I guess I was supposed to think that this was Katie or something. She says, you knew what Tina and Steve did to me. Why are you friends with them? Why are you now friends with them? That's a bit random. I know you're talking to Tina and EKC. I saw her chat and you in there. I people everywhere. Haha, you sound like you're in the mafia. And none of this. It doesn't sound like Nat, nor does it sound like Katie. I don't know. I don't buy it. Anyway. So, okay, yeah, you see here the Twitter, the Nat216. I'm going to get to that now. So, let me do this. First, let me get through. I want to read the rest of these. Okay. So here we go. June 18th says the first lot of emails had intense inside information, and an example, things only someone with information from another side would have, which led me to Katie and Swanson. However, if they had hacked them, they'd have this. But from April onwards, I felt like it could be someone different because they had no idea of what was happening behind the scenes. Shannon-wise, it very well could be. I had my doubts, but I did wonder if Emily Artful had the same spoofed emails. My doubts are because Katie said, hey, I've got stalkers, then the day after I got more emails, which seemed similar. The one yesterday was trying very hard to sound like it was from Creepshow R, addressed to both Katie and me. That's where my doubts come from. My money's on Swanson early on, someone else after. Katie has to know of some, though. If I showed you my emails, you'd understand more. I will try and find a few important ones to show what I mean, but they need to stay off the public as it's all still being investigated. Now, and I want to comment on this. I kind of suspected at the time, but now looking back and shit, knowing what I know now, I really do believe that any of the actors involved in this here, anytime someone had said to me, don't share, they volunteered to share with me private information or whatever, and don't share, don't show anyone, whatever, don't tell anyone. I honestly believe that the majority of the time that happened, they did that in hopes that I would. I think they were trying or attempting to manipulate me into sharing something new, private, the down low or whatever. And I just don't like being manipulated, so I never played along. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe that's not what they were doing, but that's how I interpreted it, and I don't like to play along to being manipulated. So I didn't. So I never shared anything. And I suspect that to be the case, whether it be Nat, whether it be Salty, regardless of what it was. I think that was the intended purpose, but again, I don't like to be manipulated. I mean, if anyone had just said, hey, would you do this? I would have kept my mouth shut about having done it, and I would have done it. And the whole discussion would have been gone and forgotten. But I don't like being manipulated. And even sometimes I think to my own detriment, I won't play along. So, just saying. So then, I'm sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses in case you wonder what I'm doing. Let's say Publix as it's still being investigated. And then she shared these screenshots. Again, if you want to read them, you're going to have to pause. Okay? And the next screenshot, if you want to read it, you're going to have to pause here. Okay? Then it goes on. That was yesterday. Sorry, I was just letting you know my thoughts. Then on July 5th, Natalie unsent a message. Now, I fucked up. I took a screenshot of this. I didn't see what she had sent. All I saw was she unsent a message. I took a screenshot of this, and I meant to send it to Tina, but I got distracted, and I fucked up, and I sent it back to Natalie. And I just sat there looking at the screen like, what do I do now? Luckily, she came right back. She must have been, I don't know, getting notifications, and she jumped right on it. She said, I posted a video on YouTube. I removed it. I said, why are you removing messages here, though? What did you send me? The link. And then she resent the link. And I said, hey, I'm sorry I never finished your video you sent me last night. I was so tired, I passed out. I've been working so much lately. I tried to finish it now, but it says privated. If you want me to finish it, I'll need access. If not, I understand. I apologize I didn't finish it last night when you sent it to me, though. So she resent it to me. I'll put it as unlisted. They recorded, meaning someone had recorded her video and reposted it anyway. I just wanted to share how things are from my perspective, but of course it's ridiculed anyhow. I'm sorry, I tried to clear innocent people's names, but I think I just made everything worse. It doesn't help. Little Miss Noble is sending things outing your names, though. I said, I appreciate you trying to clear shit up. When people decide they don't care to hear facts that don't align with their interests, they will often ridicule the facts and those telling them, sadly. Yeah, I understand. Then the next day she says, I'm going into hospitals mentally unwell. I got told this morning, but I was never part of Tina's group and only joined Reddit in February time. Kim was my mom's police friend, not anyone from Twitter. I am thankful and sorry to those hurt in this. I hope FBI get to the bottom of it all and charges are pressed against those that are guilty. I wish you well, Aaron. I hope I'm still okay to watch your channel when I'm better. Best wishes. Then on the 16th she writes, hey, I've unfriended you. Well, I have everyone that I met on Twitter just to private my account. It's nothing personal. I still watch you. I just don't comment. Sending hugs. Police here suggested I do that, so I followed their advice. I hope you're well. I didn't respond. Then, again, she wrote, I'm sorry I meant everyone I haven't met in real life. I know you're not involved in anything. I still didn't respond. Then the 24th, she sent an unsent a message. So that was it on Facebook here. Now, I showed you the DMs. Now, I'm going to show you... Am I showing you the email? Am I just... No, I'm showing it to you. Okay. Let me put that here for now. Go here. I'm going to tell you what I mean, though, about the Elle Bee situation. So I'm just going to read an email I sent to someone regarding this, because it kind of explained, it was written like the next day almost, and it explains everything that happened. So I think that'll just be easiest. So here we go. Okay, so I write, hey, how are you? Hope all is well. I saw your reply to someone on Twitter regarding the emails, and I thought this might be of interest to you. So in case it is, I thought I'd share it. So Nat called me the other night. While talking, she shared with me a few email addresses from the threatening emails she received. for me to run the usernames through an OSINT program from GitHub called Sherlock. It's an open source tool that searches a bunch of social media sites within seconds for a specific username. Now, if you're watching my video right now, which obviously you must be, and if you're at all familiar with my channel, you're probably sick of hearing me talk about Sherlock. I freaking love this program. Back right around then, I actually learned about this program not long before this email. And I had been talking about it, and I really think that that's why Nat reached out to me. I think she was hoping to use this to the agenda's advantage or whatever. I don't know. So, and what it is what I mean by username, like, because I sit here and say username from the emails. Like SlayerUtica@yahoo.com is one of my old emails, whatever. Everyone knows my Slayer Utica name. I don't care. The Slayer Utica part is the email username. And what a lot of people often do is they will use the same email username that they use on social media accounts or vice versa. I've done it. We've all done it, I think. So if you know an email username, you can run it through Sherlock, and often, way more often than not, you find other social media accounts with the same name. So that's why she was reaching out to me in hopes I would do this, and I'll explain more about that in a second. So one of the usernames she gave me was netnet216, and this is a very public email address for Elle Bee, okay? From my discoveries through this, okay, I learned that this was a very public email address for Elle Bee. This was on her like business information, I guess you could say. It was on her YouTube. It's also, again, like I said, a lot of people use the same username. It was one of her old usernames for an old Twitter account that's still up, but it looks like she lost the password to it or something. It hasn't been active in years. But she signed up with it on Twitter in 2014. So this is very well known username for Elle Bee by now. I'm not doxing her or anything. Anyways, so one of the usernames she gave me was netnet216. When I put that through Sherlock, it brought me to several social media accounts for Leslie Bass, aka Elle Bee. It's her handle for an old Twitter account and her name for YouTube and one of her emails. Now, it's likely known by many that this is a username she uses since it is her email. So I'm not suggesting she's sending the emails necessarily, but maybe knowing the sender is assuming her username might somehow help in figuring out who is sending them. I also figured okay, I'm not going over that screenshot shit from 2019. I won't discuss it. So I thought maybe it could mean something if now someone was trying to frame Leslie or not. I don't know. That's up to you all to figure out. I'll include the link to Sherlock in case you want to use it and see for yourself. And I do that because it doesn't feel right for me to say, listen, I use this program that you know nothing about, and this is what I found from it. Now take my information and, as gold or whatever. I don't like to do that. If I want to provide the opportunity for anyone to see the steps I took to get the information I got so they themselves can investigate or at least verify how I went about it. So that's why I did this. Give instructions below and a PS just in case. It's the easiest thing to use, but if you have any questions about this, let me know. Okay. So yeah, that was that. And basically what I think happened here is that Nat pushed to talk to me at this time, I think. And here's the thing, out of all the emails I received, I ran every single username through Sherlock. None of them came back with an actual hit. Like, they came back with, like, bullshit hits. But every name comes back with some bullshit hit. But none that actually led to an account. It's a little weird with 7 billion or 8 billion people on the planet, almost all of us having usernames at this point, where none of the usernames I'm searching for lead back to anything. And then to have all of the emails I received to all of these usernames, none of them led back to anything. That's kind of weird. But yet, the first one she gives me leads back to a page full of social media accounts. Right off the bat, I was suspect. And then when I saw whose accounts they led to, I was definitely suspect of this shit because it just seemed too easy. I was teed up for this information is what it seemed like. And like I said, I don't like being manipulated, so I didn't fucking play along. I never shared this. I told this one person in the email, that's it. And I didn't even tell Elle Bee, and mostly because after like a day or two, it was forgotten about even by me. No one said anything to me about it. No one followed up. It was whatever. It was gone. It was over with. So, yeah. I think, though, that had I played along, I highly suspect that it could have been the cult known as Tina, Steve, and Elle Bee rather than me. So, yeah, I fucked up there. I apologize. No, she's probably thrilled that she's not part of the cult, but yeah. Anyway, so, and I'm going to go through I'm going to read to you most of the rest of these emails, but I don't want to show them because they're not going to be just my emails. And I don't want to show some people's emails. So, all right, so I sent that. Then the person I sent it to responded, I'll take a look, never thought to look at Bass. Then they asked me if I thought she was involved. And I responded, where is it? My stomach is going to growl, just warning you. Oh, okay, I have no idea. I don't really know her that well. I can count on my hands how many of her streams or videos I watch. The one time I spoke with her, she kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But that was also when she came on my stream on February 23rd when I was talking about how I disagreed with Charlotte's stream, which now in hindsight, I see I was by association saying I didn't agree with her stream either. So I kind of understand the attitude. But, yeah. And again, I go into some talk about the screenshots. And then, and then I just said, so in short, I have no idea. Though I do think it's possible, but it's possible because I don't have any idea. So sorry, I can't help more. Then I was replied with, which screenshot? Not sure I know which one you're talking about. Oh, Katie thinks Tina is involved. I find it par for the course to have Bass's name or handle used. Whoever is doing this knows a lot about Katie. They know her enemies, they know her fans, they know her stans, they know who covers her. Don't think it's a hacker. It sounds like someone obsessed with Katie and just trying to fuck shit up. Katie swears it's not her. I have to believe her. The only theory that makes sense is that this is Steve's crew. Other than that, I don't know anything. I don't think it's Nat. Although 90% of the stuff she says is kind of suspicious, but there's nothing leading to it. There's no activity. There's nothing coming from her. So, yeah. So we have to see if someone is going to turn on the group and provide evidence. So, yeah. Then I replied. Was it me that replied next? Yeah, it was me. Okay. So then I had replied, oh, yeah, they asked me about the screenshot. So I explained the screenshot a little bit, and that was it. So then, and then I wrote back again. I said, okay, real quick, my honest and complete opinion on this is that for starters, I bet my house on it that it's not Tina. And anyway, it's not something she'd do, and it's definitely not something she could do. No offense, Tina. She can't even use email the correct way and asked me to sort out the simplest shit for her with devices. I don't know any of Steve's crew, so in that time I knew less about Steve's crew than I do now, and I still don't know Steve's crew. I don't know any of Steve's crew, so I can't give an opinion there. I do know Steve a bit, though, and more importantly, I've known him longer than I've known anyone else involved in YouTube and drama, except for Katie. I've known her the longest. Though I may not be quite as confident to bet my house that it isn't Steve like I was Tina, I'd still bet everything in my house that it's not Steve. Mostly, though, I still think Katie is plausibly involved. I'm not looking for that to be the case, mind you. I have no dog in this fight. I just know from experience that she has no issue manufacturing situations that cause problems and drama. On Facebook, we all had sock accounts to monitor the anti-vax groups, but very, very rarely would any of us ever comment or use the sock account to cause a scene in the groups, post inflammatory shit, or troll anti-vaxxers. We all probably had our own reasons for not doing it. I just never wanted to contribute to their crazy. I wasn't there to make them worse. Katie kind of went out of her way, though, to fuck with some of them, and happily wrote about their behavior after. There was this other incident with this science page. Katie was messaging me to get info on him. It's a long story there. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into it here either. I think for this page, it's an ancient history, and they're not going to want to drug that back up again, so I'm not going to do that for them. But come to find out, though, after she and I talked, that it looked like she knew the whole backstory of the situation anyways, and she was just trying to get people to talk shit about this person or to get dirt on this person, whatever. So she enjoys messaging she enjoys messing with people and getting away with it. I mean, maybe to some degree we all do at times, but most people don't get so giddy about it. But that's not my biggest reason for suspecting her. That's just my first reason. My biggest reason is the past few days, almost a week. Now, mind you, this was right when all the Creepshow art shit came out. About a week, I'd say. The lies she has been telling, the stretching she's been doing to place all blame for everything that's upset her for the past 2 years on this situation, to claim it was all Creepshow art, then Tina, then the subreddit, Little Rock, Uni, and some others in her chat who ask her a question causing her to give an answer she doesn't enjoy giving. She told her viewers she had been swatted and had cops at her house 3 times in a week due to her stalker making files of false reports. Swatted, yes, she said that. There's 2 Instagram streams she did that are still up, last I saw. If not, I have them. But those 2 vids and her Twitter is why I am now leaning toward my original opinion about this when it first started in January, and that is that she played a part in orchestrating much or some of these acts to make it look like she's being targeted. I don't think she's penning and sending the emails, mind you, but I do think she's the one causing them to be created. Though I'm still suspecting Swanson, and I still suspect Nat. And I'm not entirely unconvinced that it's not Unirock or Kyle. Just saying. But you say whoever it is obsessed with all things Katie. No one is anywhere near as obsessed with all things Katie than Katie is. And seeing how so much shit is being mentioned involving people she's fought with in the past, I wonder if it's someone obsessed with Katie, or is it someone obsessed with those who have wronged Katie? And I do really suspect that so. So, yeah, that was that. That was the end of that conversation. So, yeah, that's the end of the whole story behind why I really kind of suspect that Elle Bee was supposed to have my spot in the cult. So, I'm sure she's heartbroken over it, really. I mean, fuck me. What the hell was I thinking? I should have just shared the shit or whatever, but no, I'm kidding. I'm glad I didn't. I wouldn't wish this on anyone and on anyone. So yeah, that's that. I'm also going to share though a few other things right now while I'm here, while I'm talking, and while I have about 20 minutes. So I'm going to read some emails I've received. They're emails from Nat. Mostly, I just kind of want to, while I'm at it, I might as well just keep people updated with what I'm getting on my end. So as soon as this goes back to inbox, I can do that. There we go. Okay. So, she had emailed me as recently as, actually, no, I gotta do that again. I'm not going to show these emails, though, because they're not spoofed emails. They're actually from her email accounts and shit. So I don't want to show them, but I will read them. I'm not against sending some of these to people, but the one I will not send to anyone is the one where she sent me some personal information, like their files. I haven't even opened them myself, and I don't want to open them. I don't want to know, and it's not information that's relevant or pertains to anything anyways. But it is all personal information, and it's nobody else's business but hers. So just putting that out there. So she... What the hell? Am I in sent? No. Oh yeah, in sent. Why am I looking at sent? That's why I went on load earlier. I was in sent. Okay. So on November 6th, she sent me an email and it says, I saw your video. I still watch your content just quietly. I never should have let them put words in my mouth and accuse you of anything. I apologize for my part in that because you didn't deserve that, nor did Tina or Steve. I will put this right in a week or so. You've given me the confidence to do so. You've never minced your words and always stood firm with your beliefs, no matter what. You're a good person, Aaron. I'm sorry for landing you in that shit show. I was not well and should not have been there. But I was wrong in not making it crystal clear before now that you spoke to me but had zero involvement in anything else. The cult BS is ridiculous. It's actually offensive to anyone who has been in a cult to call it so. I will try and put this right, but I wanted to apologize directly to you. I don't know WOACB or understand what she was saying, and I certainly don't know Charlotte, or don't like Charlotte. So, that was on the 6th, I think I said. Yes, the 6th. Then on the 11th, she sent me, and this is from a different email address, but I looked into it and I asked people who definitely know. Both of these are believed to be her, or known to be her addresses, her two email addresses. And neither one came through with a warning, so they're definitely a legitimate address anyway. And she says, you should really have become a lawyer/investigator. You do a better job than most I've met. You're a little off, but not too far. I actually do like you, genuinely. That's why I still watch your content. You make me laugh. My only agenda is that I feel guilty for allowing this to continue. Then, on the 14th, she sent me an email. That's where she sent me all the private shit. I'm not going to go over that. Then, wait a minute. I had another one in here, but it's not showing for some reason. Okay, let's try this. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Okay, what do you know? All right, on the 15th, she sent me, which was what, yesterday? Yeah. On the 15th, she sent me, give me a few days, and I'll release a bit more. Last night was just to bait salts, and like clockwork, he and Katie took the bait. Now, everyone knows he took a declaration from someone believed to be behind everything, and that declaration had falsified screenshots within it. He signed his name against it, saying it was true, saying it was true and correct, and defended that for 10 months. Laughable. Now, everyone knows he didn't verify any of that information before filing a declaration in federal court and wrongly defended and told important information to. I mean, how do you ever trust his word again? How does anyone believe he has vetted any information that is therein any declaration, such as Katie Paulson's in the Tati v. Swanson case? He trusted me and nobody out of nowhere just for his own gain. He added me across every social media platform and did not vet anything I told him. He told me details of that case. He made several huge errors, all documented. Sure, okay. Again, let me just say, if he told anyone anything, it was by design. It was intended for a purpose, and if you didn't tell anyone, then you didn't fulfill your purpose, I think. My opinion. And he still thinks he's going to prosecute me. I lied to him throughout, and he thinks I suddenly told him the truth in August. This dude's on another planet. Truth will tear them apart, and I'm living for it. Okay, so that's what she sent me yesterday. And I did respond to this one. Just because I've had enough of the games. I said, Nat, just because I'm a huge fan of being upfront and honest about shit, I just wanted to tell you that without any proof of claims, I'm going to disregard any and all claims. I'm not taking screenshots of your emails. I'm not sharing them with anyone. I'm not even going to read them. But I'm not even going to read them if I don't see media attachments containing proof. I'm sorry, but literally everyone has been able to provide video and screenshots of shit except for you or things involving you. I don't mean to sound rude. I'm not pissed. I'm just over the games. I hope you understand. Take care, Aaron. And I meant that. I meant every word of that when I said that. And it was like I woke up this morning and I was thinking, just suddenly popped in my head, this shit with Elle Bee. And that's why I'm now sharing some of the things I'm sharing. So yeah, that's that. Now, I kind of suspected part of that email she sent me, the last one I read of hers, is true, where she makes it sound like this was all in a plan to like just discredit the other side's attorney, whoever. I've heard this before. I've heard this theory attested to before. I just don't recall where. It could have been in my live stream chat. It could have been on Twitter. It could have been in, I don't know. I've heard it before. And so I kind of wonder if it's true. I don't know if it is. Nothing else she said in here, though, I buy or believe for a second. But, yeah, so that's that. That is that. Now, I think that's that. Is that that? Yeah, that's that. So let me go back here. Okay. So, yeah. I have no doubt that some people are going to have some thoughts or opinions or whatever about some of the shit I've said, and I don't blame you. I don't. You're more than welcome to share. In fact, I urge you to. I want to hear other people's ideas because I want answers. And like I said earlier, none of her personal information is being shared. The court case is over. The investigation is wrapping up, it seems. So I don't think it's wrong for any of us to talk about this now publicly, in my opinion. So long as we're not sharing anything personal or, you know, dragging her mental health through the mud or whatever. I know a lot of people think that she does not have DID. I don't know if she does or not. But more importantly, I don't think it's my business, and I don't think it pertains to anything here anyways. So I don't care. So I think I want answers. So that's why I'm mentioning this. That's why I'm talking about this. And also, I wanted to let Elle Bee know that she dodged a bullet, I think. Yeah. So I forgot all about it. I apologize for not filling you in on it long ago. I swear I just forgot about it. Like, I discussed it in that one email, or that email with that one person, and it was never brought up again. It was never mentioned again. It was nothing. So I just instantly forgot about it, it seems. So I'm sharing it with you now, I guess. And I have my suspicions, my thoughts about those behind all this shit on the case. Like, I don't think Nat was the boss man or person behind it or whatever. I think she was working or enlisted by someone. I don't know who. I don't think it was Little Miss Noble or anything. I think Little Miss Noble, by and large, was manipulated by Nat into doing much of the things she did. However, I do think she still exhibited a error in judgment, probably more than once. But I do think she had good intent, whereas Nat didn't. And I think Little Miss Noble believed that she and Nat had the same intent, and that intent was good, just, righteous intent or whatever. But they didn't. I don't think they had the same intent after all. But I do think and believe that Little Miss Noble believed that they had the same good, just intent. And yeah, so like I said, intent matters, and I don't think she had any ill intent. Or at least maybe she had some ill intent, but I don't think she had it for ill reasons, I should say. I hope nothing bad legally or otherwise comes to her as a result of things. I think, I mean, you can't really chalk it up to age. I think she's definitely old enough to know better, but I don't think she's lived enough to know better. I think she's lived a very sheltered life, and that's why she was able to get so wrapped up in this, I believe. That's my opinion. So, my dog's going to start bugging me any second now. So yeah, that's that. I do think, though, that there is another driving force behind this. I do think that I'm highly suspicious of Swanson. I'm highly suspicious of maybe Katie has more of a hand in it. I don't know, my opinion. I'm going to be honest, though. Until I see proof against my opinion, I'm going to keep my opinion. But I do acknowledge and willfully accept the fact that I could very well see proof against my opinion someday, and then I'll have to accept a different opinion. I get that. I'm not blind to that. But without that proof, you're going to have a hard time convincing me out of my opinion. Sorry, not sorry. My voice is going now. I'm losing my voice because I had to talk this whole thing out for the second time in a row because I can't fucking hit go live on the streams. So yeah, that's that. So make of it what you will. I'd love to see what you think in the comments. And that's it. Have a good day, or have a good evening, everyone, I should say. I may stream later on tonight. I kind of want to finish the Unirock video, though, so I make no promises. I don't know. We'll see.